You ever hear of the name Clarita Villanueva? No? Well, buckle up, because her story still creeps people out to this day. And the craziest part? It really happened. This all went down back in 1953, Manila. The city was noisy, chaotic, rebuilding after the war. And in the middle of all that, a 17-year-old girl named Clarita was arrested. They said she was a vagrant, wandering the streets near Quiapo barefoot, in torn clothes, no money, nowhere to go. Her mother, who was a known spiritist, had died just a few months earlier. After that, Clarita had been on her own, sleeping in alleys, eating what she could find. The police tossed her in a cell at Manila City Jail. Probably just figured she'd cool off or disappear into the system. But what happened to her in that jail? That's the part nobody could explain. At first, the guards thought she was just acting out. She'd scream at night, thrash around her cell, sobbing like something or someone was hurting her. When they checked on her, she'd be shaking, her eyes wide, terrified. And then they saw it, bite marks. Deep, raw human bite marks. On her arms, her back, even her thighs. But she was alone. No one could have touched her. The guards thought maybe she was self-harming, until they stood there and watched as more bite marks appeared right in front of them. No hands, no mouths, just the skin pulling in, teeth sinking in from nothing. One of the nurses fainted. Another never came back to work. Clarita kept screaming that they were attacking her. The big one and the small one, she'd cry. They bite me when I sleep. They whisper to me. She wasn't just screaming in fear either. Sometimes she'd speak in a deep, raspy voice that didn't sound anything like her. Sometimes she spoke in Spanish or Latin, languages she'd never learned. Word got around fast. Reporters showed up. The story hit the papers. Girl attacked by invisible forces in jail. And that's when this American pastor, Lester Sumrall, heard about it. Now, Sumrall wasn't new to weird stuff. He'd dealt with some dark cases before, but nothing like this. He went to the jail to see Clarita for himself. The second he laid eyes on her, he said he knew something was off. She looked up from the corner of her cell, and according to him, she grinned. Not a scared smile, not even a human smile. It was stretched too far. Her lips were cracked and bleeding. Her eyes were black like ink. Then she said, clear as day, I know you. You're the preacher. You can't help her. She belongs to us now. That's when everyone, guards, staff, even the media started backing off. They didn't want to be in that room anymore. Sumrall started praying right there in front of her, just a quiet prayer under his breath. But as soon as he did, Clarita shrieked like someone was stabbing her. She grabbed her head and slammed into the wall. She was writhing on the floor like her insides were tearing apart. And then, the voice came again. Not hers. She belongs to us. Her mother invited us in. Blood to blood. You can't stop what's already inside. Apparently, Clarita's mom used to hold seances. She was into dark stuff, talking to the dead, calling on spirits. And the story goes that when she died, whatever she'd been playing with stayed behind and followed Clarita. For days, Sumrall came back. He fasted, he prayed harder. He said it was like a war in that cell. Clarita's body would twist violently, shoulders popping out of place, her tongue swollen, her voice shifting in and out of languages. She would scream at him, "I hate you. I hate your God." And then the demon, if you want to call it that, started taunting Sumrall. Said things about his childhood, things no one should have known. "You were afraid of the dark when your father died," it said once. And that was true. Sumrall had never told anyone. Still, he didn't stop. On the 6th day, he stood over her and said, "In the name of Jesus, leave this girl." What happened next, people still talk about. Clarita's body arched off the ground, not a little, lifted, like something was yanking her up by invisible ropes. Her mouth opened like she was trying to scream but couldn't make a sound. The temperature in the jail dropped. Cold, bitter cold. One of the guards swore he heard growling behind him, but there was nothing there. Just empty air, and then silence. Clarita collapsed to the floor motionless. For a brief moment the room was silent as everyone stared at her. Then she spoke softly. "I don't hear them anymore. The voices. They're gone." After that moment, the marks on her body faded and she no longer screamed at night. The haunting voices and twisted smiles ceased. Clarita was released shortly after and returned to Bacolod, attempting to lead a normal life. However, some claim she never fully escaped the events of that cell. Late at night, she would sometimes whisper or wake up with unexplained bruises. One guard recounted seeing her years later in Bacolod. She was older, walking through a market, and when their eyes met, she simply smiled. This is not a fictional tale. It is Clarita's reality. If you find yourself near the old city jail in Manila, listen closely. Some say if you are quiet enough, you can still hear the echoes of despair.